Alright, this song I wrote about being on the road, I suppose, being away from my wife and such, how painful that can be in a way. So, this is that. Doctor, oh doctor, please bring me my wine. The nights to remember are getting harder to find, and more words they serve confusion to each corner of my mind. Baby, call me up when you get some time. Emma, dearest Emma, please have patience with me, sweet. I know my road seems forever, but in time our hearts will meet, and we'll dance across my crystal floor to our love retreat. There's nothing in the world that could ever mean more to me, so I'll stay with you till the morning. The golden sun shades the moon, and when the black disease it eats away both you and me, well, baby, wanna live and die right next to you. Mother, my companion, please remember what I said. I know my words, they must confuse you, floating up inside your head. I know you paint your house bright blue, I paint my house red. There's always middle ground on which to stand. Father, my protector, please watch over and keep me safe. And if you get discouraged about this child you have raised, don't you dwell on the past of your life's revolving stage, 'cause the love that you've taught will forever in my heart remain. And I'll pray with you until the Lord comes, the golden priest on a steed. When the day rises that the angels take your life, if there is a heaven, will you send me down a sign? If there is a heaven, I will meet you on the other side. All right.
Well, you just got back from touring Japan, speaking of being on the road and being away from home and whatnot.
Yeah.
And it was well documented on your website and your blog and whatnot. Talk a little bit about the experience of playing there. You guys maybe played a headliner show at a festival, which was just recently described as kind of the Bonnaroo.
It was, we just did that festival, I think it's called Asagiri or Asagiri or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's out in kind of, it's like 2.5 hours from Tokyo, so it's out more in the country area by Mount Fuji, and it was just, it's just so beautiful going out there and seeing all the people dancing and just having a good time without, I think marijuana. I don't think I saw it there as I did.
So it's not the Bonnaroo of Japan.
Yeah. So in that way, it's a little different. Just people are so respectful and want to hear music there, and some of the songs we play are a little bit softer than rock and roll tunes. So it was just nice to be able to play for a really responsive outdoor crowd, which you don't get a lot of time, in the outdoors. So it was really neat, except for the language barrier, which is sometimes a little difficult because you'll say something maybe a little funny or something and no one quite gets it, and so it can be a little awkward in that way. But Yeah, it was cool. It was really, it was our second time to Japan, but definitely our first time for like such a big crowd, you know. So it was just really, really neat. It was great to be able to take the whole band over. First time I went, I just went with one of the guys, and so it was just nice to be able to take them over. And I also took my wife over, so that was really nice too. And so yeah, it was a really cool experience. Really fun.
Give them the full band presentation.
Yeah, gave them the full band ensemble, so it was good.
You mentioned obviously that some of your music is a little softer than traditional rock and roll, but you also grew up listening to both rock and roll and some softer stuff, and kind of filtered that influence into your music, right?
Yeah, I grew up listening to a lot of rock and roll, you know, like Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd and The Doors. I was really influenced by Jim Morrison growing up. I mean, influence is a funny word, but I listened to him a lot.
Right.
But I wasn't, it was just rock and roll was kind of shunned a little bit. I was raised in a really religious home, and it was not really recommended, or I guess banned in a way. You know, the breaking of CDs or hiding of music and things of that nature was a common occurrence in my house. So it was different. You know, it's weird just playing music in this way. Really, this is even weirder than anything. But but you know, playing like live shows and such, it's just I didn't play music at all growing up. You know, my mom played classical piano, but I didn't play anything until I was older. I started playing music when I got older, and then I don't know. Now I'm here, and it's just really odd. Just just doing music at all it's just really cool but strange thing.
Right.
You know.
Still feel like you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, kind of in a way. Yeah, and whenever I play for it, the worst shows are always when I play. I grew up in Lincoln, and so sometimes we'll play Lincoln. I live in Salt Lake City now, but when we play through Lincoln, my parents will come out, and there's always like 25 people there, and so it's just so terribly awkward because your parents are just like, oh, what are you doing? You know, with your life. It's just one of those things that was just. You want them to be proud of you, but it's hard when you're, it's just tough. It's just one of those things that, I think you always, no matter how old you get, you want your parents to be proud of you. And so it's just one of those things that is still, I'm kind of getting used to.
Right.
The whole I play music thing, you know. So, yeah.
Also, to perpetuate playing music, you've also started your own label, or
and it's such a funny thing to say started a label, because who hasn't started a label, in some way, but it's just more of like I said, when I was 21 I moved to Salt Lake City, and that's when I started playing music, and the music scene is just really, really beautiful. There are a lot of really great acts, and one of which is kind of how the label all started. It was just this really young kid. He was 15, and he was just writing these really incredible songs.
And is the label name?
It's North Platte Records. Yeah, North Platte Records.
And the kid you're talking about?
His name is he went by Ruru when we did the record, and so we did the record and released it, and then he just signed to it's slipping my mind, Columbia. He signed to Columbia Records recently. So it's really neat that we were able to kind of be a stepping stone for him. And we have some other bands on it. They're just kind of local bands that I really like, and I just have a studio at my house, so I just record the records there and kind of soft release on iTunes, and we press them and have them sell them in shows and things. But just being able to be a part of music in any way, coming to this stuff like CMJ and things like this is just so nerve-wracking, because you just feel these expectations, and I hate that. I just like to be able to sing. Not feel like all these it's just like label and people that are supposedly important. It's just I don't like that. So it's just I don't know. It's just one of those things but you do it because you want it to build and grow, but you don't know how to do that, or you were trying to figure out how to do that, and you feel like these types of things are kind of stepping stones for that, and so you just kind of do what you're told in a way. It's kind of like its own religion in a way.